The High-Tech Nomad here, and today I'm going to talk about using After Effects templates from video blocks, aka story blocks. Now, if you know what Adobe After Effects templates are, great. If you're one of my subscribers, then you're like, what the heck am I talking about? So let me go over this. When you get a video blocks subscription, which I have been pushing in these last series of videos because of many reasons, but you get videos, you get video images, but you also get a whole bunch of other stuff. And I've alluded to that before. So not only do you get all kinds of footage, and they're now adding 360-degree footage as well, which you could use for 360 projects. You get backgrounds, so there's all kinds of moving, flowing backgrounds that you can get. And one of the other things that you get that a lot of people don't really understand what's going on is these After Effects templates. So this video is going to show you how to take these canned templates and use them for your own. So After Effects is a program from Adobe which allows you to create all these really cool things. And in my opinion, you have to be a rocket scientist to be able to use it, or at least very creative. And I'm going to show you how to get all these really great effects without having to do that. So first of all, let's look towards what are we actually talking about. So if you go to your Storyblocks or VideoBlocks account, and again, I will give you a link down the bottom for a free 7-day trial, so you can go ahead and check that out, so you can do all this. You get all of these After Effects templates, and basically these are logo reveals, intro, business intros, and you can preview them by just simply hovering over them. So for example, here's one that has sort of a Sopranos look to it. Here's another one with sort of a, this might be good for a little video that you're doing. Here's just some text dropping down. I mean, you can see what they are. Okay. And there are hundreds of them, some with music, some without. And they're really very, very good. Now, in order to normally get one of these, you would have to hire somebody to do this for you. There are some inexpensive ways. I've talked about using Fiverr before. Fiverr will actually, I've seen a lot of these on Fiverr. So somebody's actually making a living off of using these, but that's okay. And you can do that because these are licensed for commercial use. So there's no issue with that. However, some of the ones on Fiverr are not licensed for commercial use. So you could go and get one and then find out that either the effect itself or the music is will get you a copyright strike. And you know, I'm really big about not getting copyright strikes for doing your YouTube stuff. It's like, that's like day one, no brainer kind of thing. It's like, we want to make this work. So, you know, let's not take any unnecessary chances. So we have all, and again, I'm previewing these and we could just go on forever. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And again, some of these are 20 seconds because they're for a logo. Some of these are 9 seconds. Some of these are a minute because you could use, here's an epic movie opening. Okay. Here's just a simple drop your logo kind of a deal. Okay. So we're going to take one of these and we're going to actually go through it from beginning to end. So obviously the first thing we need is whatever template it is we're going to use. The second thing we're going to need is Adobe After Effects. Now, Adobe After Effects is available a couple of different ways. You can get it from Adobe in their Creative Cloud experience, and you can either get it by itself at $19 a month, or if you're able to qualify, and they are very liberal about what the qualifications are, believe me. They're very, very liberal about that, and so you should check it out. If you're able to qualify as a student, if you've taken a class, if you've been to a class, if you know how to spell class, pretty much you can qualify for this. And what this will give you is $19 a year, but it gives you everything, not just the After Effects. It will give you all of the stuff that Adobe has. Now, normally that would be $40 a month to get all that. But if you can qualify as a student of something, student of philosophy, you can get all of those for just $20 a month. So it's worth doing that. Or if you're a teacher, if you taught a class, you can qualify for that. So in any event, so one of these two ways you're going to get After Effects. Okay. So we have After Effects, we get download it, we load it on the machine. That's fairly simple. You're not going to have any issue with that. All right, so let's pick which one we're going to do here today. I'm going to use this as the new opening. So what I want to do is I don't want it to be terribly long because I don't want you people to be bored. So we'll make it like 9 seconds, and we'll see what we get for 9 seconds. Got a nice little one here, nice little spiral here. Okay. So as you can see, you can just sort of move through these and find something that is of your liking. Okay, we'll use this one right here. Okay, that's fine. So now I would go ahead, I would click on that, and I can now see a bigger preview of that. It's only 9 seconds. It's going to take my logo and put it together. Okay, that's cool. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download that template. Now, again, when you get your video blocks or story blocks subscription, you get all these for free. So you don't have to go through and do anything. You can go ahead and just, boom, download them. Okay. So as they do on the cooking shows, I have already downloaded that over here. And I will go through it step by step. Okay, so we got rid of that. So let's do that again. All right, so I'm going to open up the zip file, let it expand. And again, I wanted to do as much of this in real time as I possibly can because it's very easy to sort of lose your way. Because we're not actually going to learn how to use After Effects. We just have to learn to follow like 3 simple steps. So, but they are 3 simple steps in a minefield. So we need to be very, very careful about what we do. So we'll let this go ahead and go. This should take another 30 seconds. And again, I encourage you during this interim to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm doing another series soon on how to make a YouTube channel and what's going on with it. But just in general, 1,000 views basically puts $1 in my pocket. So anything less than 1,000 views is whatever that is. So if I only get 500 views, I only make 50 cents. And it takes a little time to do these videos. So please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please keep those cards and letters coming. All right, so that should be done now. Let's go ahead and go into the folder. Okay, there we go. So we're going to come back. We're going to go into the folder itself. Okay, there you see it says particle spinning logo. Let's go into that folder. And you can see we have all these different pieces along with it. We have a MP4 file, which actually is just it's the output. So we have some idea as to what we're supposed to be looking for. Let's see if that opens up. So we're going to have a spinning logo. It's a little laggy because I'm on a Chromebook talking to my Windows computer, but that's okay. And then we have a README file. Now, a lot of times you get a README file and you don't bother to read it. You need to read these. And basically it says to add your logo, we're going to open this up. We're going to go to File. We're going to go Import. We're going to import our logo. We're going to open up something called 01 Change Logo folder. We're going to open something called Edit Logo Comp. And we're going to do that by double clicking. And then we're going to drag and drop our imported logo to this timeline. And it also tells us that we can change the music. We're not going to worry about the music, but we will worry about changing the logo, obviously. So the next thing that you do, very simple. There's a file here. It will have an association. If you've already loaded on After Effects, then you'll see the purple logo. So it knows that it's supposed to be After Effects. So all we do now at this point is double click on that. That will cause After Effects to open, and it will cause this to automatically load into it. The same as if you were to click on an Excel spreadsheet, it would open up Excel and go into Excel, or you clicked on a Word document, it would open up Word and feed itself into Word. So far, so good. So that's going to open up for us. You will usually get a couple of warnings that it has to convert it to the latest version, which is okay because, again, these things were made in the past. You can see it says must convert to this version. So I click on OK. That's fine. It goes ahead and it does whatever it needs to do. And bada bum, bada bing, Bob's your uncle. There we go. Now, the first thing I always do is just kind of see where I'm at with this. So for example, you can see it says video blocks, the logo's kind of blurry there. On the timeline, I might take and drag this just a little bit and let it re-render so I can see what it's going to do. Okay, so by then, the logo is pretty solid. So I want to get to a point where there's a bunch of chaos going on so I know when I load my logo. Okay, so you can see here, the logos, we've got the red and the black of the logo, so okay, fine. So you'll see why I do this in a second. I want to at least get some idea as to what we're doing. So now let's follow the instructions. So we're going to click on File. We're going to click on Import. We're going to click on File. We're going to find our logo, which is a PNG. If you don't know how to get something into a PNG, I'll put a link on the screen right now. There's a website called Zamzar. It's a free website. You give it anything, it will give you anything. So if you give it a PDF, you can ask for PNG. If you give it a PNG, you can ask for a DOC. If you ask for an MP4, you can get an AVI. Okay, so you get the point. You can use that website to convert it to anything you want. So we already have our logo. Here we are, our logo as a PNG. We're going to click on Import, and that will go ahead and import that for us. Okay. Now, the second thing it said to do was open change logo. Remember? Okay. Change logo. Then it said open edit logo by double tapping. Okay, so far so good. Then it said drag your logo into the same window. So we're going to take our logo and just drag it down here. So our logo is superimposed on their logo. Now, what they didn't tell you is that if we leave it like this, we will see both logos. You don't want to delete the logo. You just want to come over to where the little eyeball is, and that's the show hidden button. So let's go ahead and click on that. Now we have just our logo. Okay. Now, this doesn't look like what we saw a couple of minutes ago, and this was one of the things that was confusing to me. And the way that we get back to that is, see, there's the little breadcrumb here. So here's where we're at. We're at logo, blah, blah, blah. So we want to come all the way back to the beginning here and click on this. It'll re-render, and we should see the change? So it's no longer red and black because it's not their logo anymore. It's the yellow and the gray for ours because it's doing our logo. And I'll even just move it just a little bit further just so I can see another. Yep, there we go. And if we go a little bit further here, there we go. Come on, there we go. All right, so it is going to do what we asked it to do. That's it. That's it, as my friend Ralphie May used to say. That's it. So now we just need to get it to render this. So we're going to go to File. We're going to go down to Export. And you can either go to Add Render Queue or you can go to Media Encoder. I always use the Media Encoder. And the reason for that is that the Media Encoder, if you do 5 or 6 of these at one time, the Media Encoder will stack them. It'll do one and then it'll do the next one, so on and so forth. The other thing is if you use the Media Encoder, it will encode as an MP4. If you don't use the media, if you don't use the Media Encoder, it will export it as an MOV, which is fine if you use MOVs. I don't use MOVs, so I'm not happy with that. So we should see it in the queue here. So you saw that we clicked on that and it opened up queue, but okay, there it is. So it took a second. So it finally shows up in queue. Okay, there it is up there. And now at this point, all I have to do is click on click on File and click on Start Queue. And that's it. It's now going to make that wonderful little design for us. Takes a few minutes. I'm not going to make you sit here for the whole amount, but I just want you to see that what will happen is after a few seconds of prepping, we'll see in the little bottom window there you go, you start to see that it will start to show up down there so you can get a little preview as to what's going on. And so that's a good thing. What you obviously don't want to do is sit there and have it come out wrong. You wait 12 hours and have it come out. Depending upon your machine, by the way, my machine is fairly decent, so it's going to take about 13 minutes for this to come out. If you have an older machine, it's going to take longer. If you have a fast machine, it's going to take shorter. So it's going to take 20 minutes. 12 minutes at this point for this to finish. So we will stop here and we will come back in 12 minutes. Okay, so it did take about 12 minutes. I was gone a little longer than that because I was playing Call of Duty. I did really well. I like Infection as opposed to Carrier. But in any event, and so here we are. We have our file. I just moved it over to this system because if we played it the other way, it was going to be very, very laggy. So we'll just play it from here. And there we go. Now that was pretty easy, wasn't it? If you just do it that way, that was pretty easy. So that will be my new opener. I decided I will add the music as we go along. Now, where do we get music? Well, I think you already know what I'm going to do. So to get music, we're going to go to audio blocks. And again, all I need to do is basically just say it's going to be 6 seconds long, and then I can pick from what's available. That's the music that we're hearing now. That was actually the one that came with it, which actually came from Storyblocks I found afterwards. Turn that off eventually here. So I'll have to turn that off. It's on somewhere and I can't tell where it's coming from. It's coming from over there. Okay. So I can insert any one of these. So I've got quite a bit to pick from. So again, down below, I'll have a link to a 7-day trial if you want to go ahead and try that out. So again, you're going to get After Effects, you're going to get backgrounds, you're going to get footage, and you're going to get it all free for 7 days. And it is licensed for commercial use. So you can go ahead and add those to your YouTube pieces. So that's it for this quick little episode. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Like I said, it's really, really important. As I said, 1,000 views makes $1. So if you look over and you see I've only got 40 views, at least hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So that'll get it up so other people will take a look at it. And if you have a specific question about this, obviously send questions to TheHiTechNomad.com. And I guess that's it for now. I'll talk to you soon. This is the HiTech Nomad signing out.